Hello friends, uh, my name is Sriram Kakade. I work as a CAE analyst at Schindler. So today I am going to talk about right skill set for mechanical engineers. So in today's world, the opportunities for mechanical engineers have become a skill specific. So today if you search on any job site or company site, industry demands very specific skills depending on their working area, whether it is automotive, aerospace, or some manufacturing, anything, thermal related, fuel related. So industry has been changed drastically in last few years. They want engineers with specific skill set. They don't want engineers with top rank, higher pointers, marks. They don't need it. So in today's talk, uh, I will going to mainly discuss about actually what skills are required in mechanical industries. So I will be talking only about what are the tools or softwares or some processes uh, mainly used in mechanical industries day by day operation, whatever it is, like design field or some manufacturing field or some thermal area, whatever. Like there are different sections in mechanical engineering. Every section has different softwares or tools or processes which are widely used in day-to-day operation. So we will start with our presentation. So mechanical engineering still going strong. So many of students think that in today's era there is a large amount or huge demand is to computer science or some whatever like electronics, but it is not like that. In many e- engineering companies, the programmers are mechanical engineers. So whatever the, if you take any softwares required in mechanical companies, they are developed by more than 60% engineers are belong to mechanical field or whatever. Like if software is from civil industry, so developers of that software will be from civil industry, like larger proportion of the engineer, because to develop these softwares fundamental of engineering is required, and they fundamental is required is having with only engineers from that particular branch. So it is not necessary that software engineering or computer science is a good, yes it is always good, but it is not like that mechanical engineering is lagging. It is still strong and it will be strong. So it is a dominant stream in the engineering. So what are the things which can be expected from future mechanical engineers? So these are the mainly few areas or few promising areas for the future. So I have listed these 7 segments from the mechanical engineering where demand will be higher for engineers, basically mechanical engineers in these sectors. So first is the electric vehicles. Obviously, uh, in world the momentum is gained by electrical vehicles. So whole world, or we can say developed and developing countries, developed countries like European countries or US, already they have gained momentum on electric vehicles. So countries like our country is in developing segment still, so we are gaining momentum s- in slow pace, but definitely there will be huge demand in electrical vehicles in future because government has changed the policies. So it is intensified by the government. There are a lot of subsidies on the electric vehicles because government also wants to minimize the dependency on diesels or petrols, because ultimately it is going to save the money. So electric vehicles are in demand. Currently, obviously, there will be huge demand for electric vehicles. So whatever the technologies related to electric vehicles, those technologies will be in demand. Whatever like design, manufacturing, or whatever like interdisciplinary skill. So design, manufacturing, and some thermal engineering are the three basic fundamentals of mechanical engineering. In every mechanical engineering sector or every industrial sector, these three segments like design, manufacturing, and thermal will be required. So next sector is the micro and nano engineering. So if you see, this sector has emerged. Till now micro engineering was famous, but now nano engineering also becoming famous. So there are like micro robots or nano robots you can see in defense sector. This kind of micro nano robots are used in surgery or medical field. Then there is a robotics, which involves mechanical engineering, electronics engineering, some software engineering. Then smart manufacturing. Now digital manufacturing, like you can control the manufacturing from every corner of the world. So there is a smart manufacturing is not only associated with automation. Smart means the manufacturing process which will minimize the time of manufacturing. It will reduce the cost. So there are a lot of mechanical principles are involved in this manufacturing. Yes, there are electronic like automation part, also some software part like artificial intelligence or machine learning. Then next comes biomechanical. So there is a medical field or medical equipment is a one of the emerging sectors. So currently, there is a coronavirus pandemic is going on, and you may have seen that uh, many entities or commodities which are required, like you can say this is a oxygen or PPE kits or some ventilators. These devices has to be manufactured on war basis. So you can see there is a demand for medical sector for mechanical engineers. So even my project of post graduation has been on mechanical engineer, medical engineering. So biomedical engineering or biomechanical engineering is one field which you can think of, because mm, it is like people don't go to the interdisciplinary field, but it will be a rewarding sector, because medical field is advancing day by day. So there will be medical machineries, equipments, or some biomechanics. Even if you see in sports, these biomechanics will be required. So like you can simulate, analyze the sportsman's motion. How can he improve his performance through such a biomechanical simulations? Then energy, always energy was in yesterday's, either energy is in present and energy will be in the future. So clean energy, green energy, most of the countries are focusing. So mechanical engineers have large scope in energy sector, whether it is design, whether it is simulation, whether it is manufacturing. And lastly, aerospace and defense. So you can see there are many private aerospace companies are coming to India apart from ISRO. Then defense companies also entering in the private sector. So there is a scope. So just discussing the scope is not important or not enough. Gaining the skills or gaining the skill set specific to this sector or any other sector is important. So I am going to discuss from upcoming slides. So I have discussed which are the areas where the mechanical engineers will be in a demand. So if you see these sectors, where does actually mechanical engineers stand in this sector? So I have broadly mentioned three sectors. So one is CAD and CAE. So CAD means computer aided design and CAE means computer aided engineering. So CAD CAE is basically research and development related profile. Then it comes to manufacturing, second uh, skill set or second area will be manufacturing. So if you go to produce anything, it will be required manufacturing technology. So there are a lot of softwares related to manufacturing. There will be some design of manufacturing process. This kind of skills will be required, or some Six Sigma, or some cost saving techniques, time saving techniques will be required in manufacturing field. And lastly, most of the time I like startups. So mechanical engineers can think of starting a entrepreneurship journey in these sectors or any other sectors. So apart from these core mechanical sectors, I recommend mechanical engineers to go through one interdisciplinary skills also. Interdisciplinary skill involves skills from other branches, like you can go for electronics, you can go for programming. So here you can see this is a Python. Python is a programming language and it is very popular language in computer science as well as in engineering, because in many mechanical engineering softwares Python is getting famous to automate the simulation task or design task. So I will come to later this part. So basically remember CAD CAE manufacturing startups plus interdisciplinary skills. Now I will start with CAD and CAE. So CAD and CAE is a basically core part in mechanical engineering. So if you see all the profiles which are related to research and development or design, these fall under CAD and CAE. So if you see core mechanical engineering, it is divided in two parts. One is R&D and one is manufacturing. So R&D is like a soft part, manufacturing is a hard part. So in R&D there is a CAD and CAE. In manufacturing you can see Six Sigma is there, simulation of manufacturing processes, quality control is there, process design is there, and all other segments in manufacturing. So let's go to further. So CAD. So CAD and CAE. So out of that, CAD is the computer aided design. So basically digitally create real world product before manufacturing. So if you decide to manufacture any product, there will be design process for that product. So there will be some calculation, design calculation, there will be some concept of that product. If we see any car or any fixture or any product, there will be softwares to create the digital image of that product. So in picture you can see this is one sheet metal part, this is a car body, this is some fixture, and this is some mold or die you can see. Even in CAD there are multiple profiles for CAD engineers. So in industry, people who works on this kind of job, they mainly are called as CAD engineers. So in CAD there are uh, these many verticals. So one is a system design, one is a sheet metal design, one is a BIW design, jig fixture design, tool die mold design, product design. So system design means there if you take a car is a one system. So car has number of subsystems. So in car there is engine, transmission, then there is differential, then are tires are there, then electrical system is there. So system design works on collecting all the subsystem of one complete system, assemble them and analyze that product or create that product. So in automotive sector it is called as vehicle integration, or any other part it is called as system integration. So system design is one uh, CAD related profile. Then sheet metal design. So there are number of sheet metal products. Like if you see any simple brackets. If you see, this is the one image. This is a sheet metal product. So car body is a sheet metal product. So basically product, when you manufacture from a metal sheet or large metal, thin metal sheet, it is called a sheet metal product. Or you can see fan, blade of the fan, it is a sheet metal product. So sheet metal design is also in part of CAD engineer profile. So you may need fundamentals of sheet metal design. So basically in your curriculum, you will find this sheet metal processing in manufacturing section. Then BIW design, which is known as body in white design. It is mainly associated with design of these car bodies or vehicle bodies. So these are called as BIW design. This is also very demanding job profile. Those who are interested in automotive sector. Sheet metal system design are common in many engineering sector, whether it's robotics, aerospace, automobile. You will find sheet metal product in every sector, machinery, agriculture machinery, agriculture equipment. Then jig fixture designs. So to manufacture any product, you need some fixtures or jigs to hold the component and to perform the machining operation on that object. So jig fixture design is also one uh, part of CAD engineer profiles. So you have to be strong with concept of jig fixture design. So mainly in your third year or second year uh, courses, you will find this jig and fixture concept. Also there will be tool, die, mold designs. So die means like if you are manufacturing product by using casting or some injection molding process, you will need die and mold or some tools. So here in this picture you can see this is a one die uh, required to manufacture the product. So if you take any pressing object, if you see like there is a connecting rod of the engine, so it is manufactured inside the die. So it is a forging process where uh, metal object is kept inside the die and there it is pressed against that die so that it will take the shape of that die. So die design is one also promising area. And product design, so product design involves many, like starting from concept, understanding the market, what is the need of user friendly product. Then there is aesthetic about the product, user usability of that product. Then ergonomics related to product. Ergonomics means how user can handle this product without any fatigue or without any trouble. So that product should be easy to use. So it this involves in product design. So I will come to the main part. So what are the top CAD softwares used in the industry? So I have discussed this, what are the different job profiles available for CAD engineer profile. So these are the few softwares mainly used in the industry. So there is one CATIA, called is CATIA. It is from Dassault System company. Then there is a SolidWorks. It is also from Dassault System. CATIA is famous in aerospace industry because aerospace industry requires surface modeling feature. So CATIA is very good in surface modeling. Then SolidWorks, it is a, you can say this is a top candidate in a industry. SolidWorks, very good software. My favorite software is SolidWorks. It can handle large amount of assemblies effectively. It is widely used in machining industries, automotive industries, even every industry. Then there is a Creo Parametric. It is also well-known software. Or you can see it is a very famous CAD software. It is from PTC company, PTC Creo. Then Siemens Unigraphics. It is from Siemens company. Then Solid Edge. It is also from Siemens. Then Autodesk Inventor. So these are the top CAD softwares. So you can choose anyone. So if you learn any one of these software you can learn other softwares very easily, because functionality of many CAD softwares will be same. So now I will move to the CAE. So basically I work in this CAE field. Basically it is called as computer aided engineering. So basically digitally analyze the product to get the best performing design of the product. So earlier what used to happen, if you design the product, then you have to manufacture, then you have to test product. If it is not okay, change the design, again manufacture, again test. So this process is lot of time consuming and costly process. So what CAE does in this scenario, CAE means like you can analyze any product virtually, and you can check whether this product or design it is as per my requirement, or it is whether it is satisfying the criteria, that may be what, whether it is strength is okay or not, whether it hit performance is okay or not, whether it is or mechanism is functioning properly. This kind of analysis you can do with CAE. So there are many subfields in CAE. So one of the most promising field is FEA, finite element analysis, or in short you can see stress analysis. So here if you see the image, so what basically we do in stress analysis, if you design one object, you apply some load and you will check what are the stresses in that object. So if this is a casting of a pump, and if you apply some pressure of the water inside this casing, and you will check what are the stresses, this you can see this red color means higher stresses, blue color means lower stresses, and this way you can check what are the higher stress area where the deformation is large, where the stresses are higher. And if you see stresses are going with beyond the limit, you can change the design on computer or digitally, then again do the stress analysis, and basically what happens, you can save the lot of time and lot of cost, and you can achieve the optimum design of the object by using stress analysis. And next is CFD. It is a computational fluid dynamics. So basically it will do fluid and thermal analysis. So if you see in engine, there is a petrol combustion happens or diesel combustion happens. You can analyze combustion of petrol and diesel using this CFD softwares, or you can do aerodynamic simulation. Like if you see this is a car, you can see if car shape is like this, what will be the resistance of the air if car is traveling with some speed. Aerodynamic simulation, fluid flow simulation. If like this is a pump casing, if shape of the pump casing is like this, what will be the pressure inside the pump if shape is like this kind of simulation or analysis you can do. So whatever the like flow related problem, temperature related problem, heat and mass transfer related problem, aerodynamic related problem, you can analyze using CFD softwares. Then it comes to the MBD, multi-body dynamics, or you can say motion simulation. So in theory of machine, you must have studied some four bar mechanics or slider gang mechanics. So in simple words, MBD or multi-body dynamics perform simulation of multiple objects which are connected together. If you see this, this is one machinery, so it has number of bodies, and you can check how this motion can happen. So with use of MBD software or motion simulation software, you can analyze its functionality. You can find out what are the forces when object is moving. So let's say engine is rotating. So because of rotation of engine, piston moves up and down. So at every crank angle, what will the force on the connecting rod or crank, you can find with MBD software. or multi-body dynamic software. So basically I work in this particular field, MBD. So I will come to later to each sector. Then there is a crash NVH durability analysis. So crash means basically you can do crash analysis with some softwares, like if you see in automobile sector, it is mainly related with safety of the passengers. So if car is striking or car has accident, whether car is safe or not, that can be analyzed with this crash analysis. Then NVH, noise, vibration and harshness. So noise analysis, if any machine or any vehicle is operating or it is moving, what will be the noise level, what will be the vibration level. These kind of simulations can be done with vibration softwares. Then durability means how the product is durable or how many life cycle it will complete before failure. Then fatigue analysis, again it is related with stress analysis. It is also part with FEA. Fatigue analysis means basically uh, object failure of the object during working condition. Mainly you will calculate the life of the object. And there is a multi-physics simulation. So multi-physics will involve a combination of simulations like FEA plus CFD, FEA plus MBD. Like in MBD I talked about, like if machine is moving, we can find out the force. If we combine it with FEA, we can also find with stress when it is moving. Now next I will go to FEA. So there are few FEA softwares which are very popular in the industry. One of the most famous software is MSC Nastran. Then there is a ANSYS from ANSYS company. Nastran is a software from MSC software. You can see here. Then there is ANSYS. Then there is a ANSA. It is called as ANSA software, which is used in uh, FEA analysis. Then there is a HyperMesh or HyperWorks from Altair software. Then there is Abacus from Dassault System. Then there is a new software from MSC software which is gaining popularity. It is MSC Apex. So I will go to these websites of this software later on and we can see. So just remember, these are the well-known softwares in the industry. So you can choose anyone, whatever the compatible you are, you can choose these softwares. Then I will come to the CFD softwares. Basically it will do the flow simulation, heat transfer simulations, and mainly related to fluid and thermal, heat and mass transfer. This kind of simulation will be done with CFD softwares. If you see, NCC is a popular in CFD. So if you see here, this is a turbine. So if gas is passing on turbine blade, what will be the change in the pressure, temperature of the gas, or what will be the temperature field around the turbine blade. This kind of simulation can be done with CFD. So ANSYS is a popular in CFD category. Then there is software called Cradle, again it from MSC software. Then there is a Star CCM software. Then there is COMSOL Multiphysics. Then Altair CFD. These are the few softwares which are popular in the industries. Then it will come to the multi-body dynamics, which is my favorite area. I work in this field. So just I will play this video. You will understand what is the MBD. So you can see this is a moving motion of the engine. You can see this is a wall action is happening. So if engine is rotating or engine mechanism is rotating, how the total mechanism is going to behave. So you can see this is a belt, pulleys, then there is a chain, these are the walls. So like way you can analyze the whole assembly in a motion. So this is a very powerful area in the CAE. So it is has lot of application. It has application in automobiles, it has application in machineries, energy, every sector. So if you see in mechanical engineering, everything is machine, and machine has moving components. Whenever there is a motion, there will be multi-body dynamics or motion simulation. So Adams from MSc Software is the top candidate in the this MBD criteria, and in our company we use this software Adams. I work on Adams. Then there is a very beautiful software called Recordine after Adams. It is a well-known software and it is very beautiful software. Then it is also Altair Motion, then also Simulia from Dassault System. But Adams and Recordine are the most popular softwares in this motion MBD criteria, motion simulation basically. Also there is a software from Siemens. It is called as NX Motion. But these two are well known. You can think of learning Adams or Recordine. Then crash and NVH analysis. So here if you see, two vehicles are impacting against each other. So this is a basically crash analysis, and you will analyze whether which part are going to fail, which part is going to save if such a clashes or accident happens. So very famous software in this criteria is LS Dyna. So you can think of learning this software. This software has large amount of demand for the engineers. Then there is a PAM crash. It is specific to crash analysis. Then there is Altair. Altair they have crash analysis segment. Then there is a Dytran from MSc Software. So basically LS Dyna is the most popular. So you can start with LS Dyna if you have interest in such a kind of analysis. Then I will compare here CAD and CAE. So in CAD what happens? You design or you model the digital design of the object, and in CAE you analyze the design of that object. So if you see in CAD sector large number of jobs available. So CAD industry or CAD engineers are required in small industry, medium industry and large industry. Every industry CAD engineers will be required. Then CAE. So relatively less number of jobs will be available. Mainly very large companies use the CAE softwares, and companies which are below the OEMs or very large company or supplier of such a large company use the CAE. In small industry you will not find CAE softwares, or there are some companies which are providing CAE services. Then CAD requires minimum skill. So CAD engineers requires mainly software related skills, and CAE it requires very high fundamental knowledge of that domain. So if you want to work in FEA, you should be having sound knowledge of mechanics, strength of material, machine designs. If you want to work in CFD, you should be having good knowledge of fluid mechanics, heat and mass transfer. Or if you want to work on multi-body dynamics, you should be having good knowledge of vibrations, theory of machines, mechanics, mechanical mechanism analysis, this kind of. And CAD, it has relatively less awarding career, and CAE is highly rewarding career. If you see, salaries are higher in for CAE engineers because it demands very high fundamental understanding. So here I have listed many softwares related to each field, because in previous slide I could not mention all the softwares. So here are some softwares in FEA: MSc Nastran, HyperWorks from Altair, ANSYS is there, Abacus is there. Then there is a MSc Mark, which is used in non-linear analysis. Then there is COMSOL, ANSA, MSc Apex. These are the commercial softwares. Then there are also some open source softwares. So open source softwares are the free softwares. Basically industry does not use this open software. Some industry use, but open source softwares are very difficult to learn or difficult to use. But why I have mentioned these open source softwares here? Because it will enhance your skills, it will enhance your understanding if you learn to use open source softwares, because these are difficult to handle or it requires lot of patience to learn it. But once you learn these open source softwares, you can easily handle commercial softwares. So these are a few softwares like Codeaster or Salomika. You can search on net Codeaster, then there is a Calculix, then there is a Prepio Max, Elmer. These are the few open source softwares for FEA. Then in CFD, there is ANSYS Fluent, ANSYS. In ANSYS, there are a lot of 3-4 variants of CFD tools. Then there is a Cradle, Star CCM. Again, there is a open source software for CFD. It is a OpenFOAM. It is called as OpenFOAM. You can search on internet OpenFOAM. Then in MBD, there is a MSC Adams. There is a Recordine, Altair Motion, Simulia, Simscape. Simscape basically is a MATLAB based software. Then there is NX Motion from Siemens company. So if you want to go to MBD field, you can choose from Adams or Recordine. Other also used, but these are the most famous. MSC Adams popular in every industry. If you see automobile, aerospace, if you go to YouTube, you will get to know idea about the MBD. Then there are some open source software in MBD also. FreeDyn, MBDyn. Then in crash analysis, there is LSDyna, PAMCrash, MSC Dytran, Altair, NVH. NVH is also part of FEA. Then in NVH you can use MSC Nastran, HyperWorks, Abacus, MSC Actran. Actran is for acoustic simulation. Acoustic means it is related to noise analysis. Noise means like if any machinery is running, how much noise level it will create. So this kind of analysis you can do. Or if there is a gearbox, while shifting the gears, how much noise is going to create, what is the decibel level, how can we minimize the noise. This kind of analysis can be done with acoustic simulation, and software is MSC Actron for that. Then there is ANSYS. Then multiphysics console is there. There are number of tools from MSC software. Then there is Altair. In manufacturing simulation, there is software called SimuFact from MSC software. Basically, you can analyze the manufacturing process like sheet metal working, welding process, then rolling process, whatever the manufacturing process are there, you can analyze with manufacturing software. Then there is Hyperform forming process. Abacus is there, MSC Mark is there. So you can go through these softwares. You can search about these softwares on internet, and basically you can choose where you can find the interest. Then in manufacturing sector, apart from technical softwares, if you see in manufacturing simulation, these are the technical softwares. It basically does some simulation calculation. There are some softwares uh, which are non-technical. So SAP is one tool. It is very famous for resource planning. It is called as ERP software, enterprise level resource planning software. So without SAP, any industry cannot function. So if you take any large company, it will have SAP tool. So without SAP, it doesn't work. It has everything: costing, process planning, material requirement, everything. Like it is like keeping the record of everything. So like how much material is consumed, how much material is remained in the shop floor, how much material will be required for tomorrow's production. This kind of it will store all the information. So there are huge demand for SAP SAP operating engineers. Then there are some skills which manufacturing engineer can think of to learn. So lean manufacturing, some Six Sigma methods. So combination of Lean and Six Sigma. So on current channel, you may have gone through some webinars on Lean manufacturing and Six Sigma. So basically, these are the specialized skills which are helpful to reduce the wastages in the industry, wastages in the form of material, time, human resource, or money. So basically, it will optimize the process. So if you take an example like if there is a company which is manufacturing the piston required for the engine, and if there are large number of manufacturing defect are occurring in the piston, so you can use Six Sigma tools or lean manufacturing tools to eliminate the manufacturing defects and to improve the quality of the pistons. Then this is the image of 3D printing, very hot topic in current sector. It is a future of manufacturing. You should seriously think about 3D printing. Then industrial automation market. So many industries are moving to automation. So you have large scope in automation. So you can go in robotics, sensor manufacturing. So if you see sensor market is huge market currently. Sensors are used in everywhere. So if you see not a car, any premium car, there will be lot of sensors. There will be sensors to detect the object in. If you go in a reverse, there will be sensor. If you want to do some work, there will be sensor. There will be sensor for safety. There will be sensor to measure the temperature. There will be sensor to measure the pressure. Everything. There will be sensors. There are sensors. Whether automobile, aerospace, every industry there are sensors, and you can think of mastering the sensors. Then startups. So my favorite, you can think of starting some entrepreneurship journey. So from idea to business, you can have some idea and you can generate that idea into business. So if you see, there are these many areas or sectors you can think of to start your entrepreneurship journey in this area. So basically auto and machineries. So you can think of starting manufacturing some parts or spare parts related to automobiles or machineries. You can think of developing some machines which will be helpful for everyone. Then materials, advanced materials. So it requires large research. So if you have research oriented mindset, you can think of advanced materials. So if you see, there is a large requirement of research in the materials. So if you observe, many automotive companies are shifting from metal to plastic. So they are using combination of metal and plastic. So you can work on developing such a materials that can be useful for industries, whether it is automobile or aerospace. So if you use plastic plus metal, basically it is going to reduce the weight of the automobile and fuel efficiency is going to increase. So if you develop some materials and if you prove the usability of that material, so these materials are required in many fields. If you go in space station, it has to withstand the temperature variation in the space, very low temperature to very high temperature. So you can think of developing some advanced materials. So it will be very rewarding sector. If you develop some magical material, then your life will be set. Then medical devices, you can think of manufacturing of medical devices. This coronavirus pandemic has shown the opportunity how can you use this pandemic for creating or generating the opportunities. So many companies started manufacturing ventilators. So many companies started manufacturing sanitizers. So companies which are in the perfumes, they suddenly started making sanitizers. So This kind of opportunity will be medical field because huge research is going on in medical field. Then you can go in manufacturing of electronic devices or sensors. So sensors are very hot topic, or some instruments. So you can think of electronic device. So don't consider that I am a mechanical engineer, how can I go into electronic field? So forget about that. That era has gone. You can enter in any field. Then AI, ML, IoT. AI means artificial intelligence, machine learning, and IoT. Don't ignore this. So if you think these are the areas of computer science student, so you are a fool then. So you there is large scope for mechanical engineers also in AI, ML, and IoT. IoT means Internet of Things, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Even we are started using AI, ML in our CAE softwares. Then agriculture equipments, need of the time. So if you see our country is a agriculture base, you can start manufacturing of agricultural equipments like drones are there, some innovative equipments you can think of. Then CAD and CAE service, if you think you don't want to do some hard setups, you can go for CAE services. You can set up your own company and provide CAE service to other companies. You can utilize your expertise to solve the problems of industry using CAD and CAE tools. Then 3D printing and material related to 3D printing. So basically you can purchase some 3D printers or 3D printing machines. You can start providing the service, 3D printing service, to develop the components. Then clean energy, basically solar, wind energy. In this area you can start your startups. Then robots, huge demand for robots in medical field, like surgical robots. Even if you see, during coronavirus there are robots which are used for transporting the medicines, uh, food to the patient. If to avoid the person to person contact, these robots can be useful. So there are other sectors also, but you can think of this one. Then interdisciplinary skills. So these are the very important, whether you want to do job in above said sectors, or if you want to start your own startup, interdisciplinary skills are important and essential. If you see the job description of any company, so let's say there is a requirement of CAE engineers, let's say in multi-body dynamics. So I will give my example. So for multi-body dynamics, basic requirements is you should know the Adams software. So main requirement is Adams software. Then along with Adams, that candidate should know MATLAB, candidate should know Python language, candidate should know libraries related to Python language. So these are the add-on skills which industry demands or industry requires. So because many softwares use this computer language for scripting or automating the analysis or automating the design process. So I hugely recommend to learn this programming language. So I am learning Python. I have started gaining expertise in Python. So in Python, there are some allied libraries which are used with Python, like NumPy library for numerical calculation, SciPy library, scientific computation, Matplotlib to analyze visualize the data, or plotting the curves, pandas. There are many libraries available with the Python. Then there is a MATLAB. MATLAB is used by almost every industry. I'm talking about large industries. Then also you can go for some electronic skill. like Arduino or Raspberry Pi. So if you have interest to atomize the thing, you can think of learning Arduino or Raspberry Pi. So I have talked about what are the softwares or what are the skills where the industry is using those softwares or whatever the programming languages they are using. But how can you plan your learning curve? So my mantra for acquiring the skill or enhancing your skill is one new skill every semester. You can choose your area of interest, and from that area of interest you can choose software from that segment or anything from that segment, and every semester you can start learning one new skill. So in 4 years of engineering there are 8 semester. If you exclude first year first semester because you are completely new to the engineering, you can eliminate that semester. So there are 7 semester. In 7 semester you can learn 7 skills or 7 softwares. So 7 softwares is not a small thing. Then parallelly you can work on product development. So I strongly advise to work on in 3 or 4 years. Try to solve one problem or try to develop one product where you can launch this product into the market. Then collaboration. Why collaboration? Because you may not be knowing everything, because you will need some electronics related area, computer science related part. So you can collaborate with uh, your friends from other branches like computer science, electrical, civil, and you can take help from their expertise and problem solving. So in your total engineering course, you can approach to the small industries first in nearby area. Very small, whether it is sugar factory or small fabricator. Ask that person what is your problem, or do you have some problem that I can solve with my engineering knowledge. So this approach you have to develop. So here if we see in first year of engineering, you should work on building your fundamentals. So you have to be good in fundamentals. If you appear for interview of any company, they won't start with the which software you know. They will start with fundamentals. So let's say if you are going to interview of CFD engineer, first they will start with fluid mechanics, heat transfer, whatever the subjects related to thermodynamics. If they find you are fundamentally good, then they will move to the software skill. So first you have to build your fundamentals. Then in first in year of engineering you can find what is your area of interest. So it is important because if you start working in multiple areas, ultimately you will finish up getting nothing. So you have to be specific to your interest, whether it is design, whether it is CAE, whether it is a manufacturing, whether it is production, 3D printing, programming, or or sector which is not related to engineering. Let's say finance, let's say human resource, let's say management, project management. It is not necessary to choose the area from core engineering. You can choose non-engineering sector also, but you have to be specific. You can stick to the your interest. Then if you enter in a second year of engineering, again I have mentioned the first point as the build the fundamentals. So every year I have first priority I have given to the fundamentals. Fundamentals are the one which helps you everywhere. Fundamentals are much necessary. You cannot ignore fundamentals. Without fundamentals, you cannot operate software. You cannot use software. If you know only software, that means you are idiot. You are just know how to use that software. You can't predict what result that software has given. You can't explain why this software is giving this result, why this is a calculation is wrong. You cannot explain without knowing fundamental. So you have to be strong with fundamental. Then in second year you can learn one CAD software in one semester. So you can choose CATIA. I have given the list of CAD softwares which are the top softwares. Out of that you can choose one. Then start learning Python programming. So I am giving stress on Python because Python is very popular language in mechanical or every engineering. Mechanical, if you go mechanical, we use Python for automating our simulation task. So we know what is the power of Python. Then uh, basic level, you can start with basic level programming. Even I am launching my course on Python programming for mechanical engineers. Then identify one industry problem or real life problem. So just identify the problem, don't start working on that problem. So you can choose from your home also. If you are a agriculture background, just look into your farm, what is a problem, you can identify that problem. So let's say problem is that you are not getting desired output from the agriculture land. So you can think why this is happening. So you can identify the problem, whether it is industrial problem or real life problem. Then you document that problem properly. What is actual problem? What can be the possible solutions for that problem? And what can be the way to develop the solution for that problem? Then if you enter in a third year of engineering, again I am giving stress on fundamentals. In third year, you should start with CAE software. So first you should go with CAD, then you should go with CAE softwares. So if you identify your favorite area from CAE, even you don't like CAE, but CAE is necessary. If you want to develop the product, appropriate product or optimized product, if you want to develop, you have to use CAE softwares, because without CAE softwares you cannot optimize your product. And if you bring the product to the market, there will be a lot of many other competitors product which will be superior in performance quality as compared to your product. So even you may not like CAE softwares, or you may find difficult to learn these softwares, but you have to learn. So CAD softwares in second year, CAE softwares in third year, from your area of interest, either FEA, CFD, multi-body dynamics, vibrations, fatigue, or anything. Then you should go for Python programming and MATLAB to the next level. In second year, I have talked about basic level, and you should go to next level in third year engineering. Then last year or second year, you have identified the one problem, and you should start developing the solution for that problem. To develop solution, you may need some collaboration with other stream students like computer science or electronics. Then final year of engineering. So basically build the fundamentals. So you have to be strong with fundamentals, again I am saying that. Then one CAE software. So apart, already you have learned one CAE software, then start one more CAE software in final engineering. Let's say in third year you learn FEA software. In final year you can go for CFD or MBD, or you can learn two softwares also. If you have that capacity, you can go 2 3 softwares also in 1 year. Then develop the product as a part of your project and launch to the market. So here you can think from startup point of view. It is necessary if you develop one product and launch to the market. So even if you fail to get the job, you can start parallelly. So product development, problem solving, these are the very necessary skills which will help you in lifelong journey, and also work on soft skills as well. In final engineering, soft skills is not, it doesn't mean that you should know good English, you should know basic English. Other soft skills are there like listening skills or actively problem solving skills. These are the few soft skills which should gain. So don't focus much on mastering the English. It uh, it no one will hire based on your mastering in English. So there will be some jobs where the English is the criteria, but in engineering sector, English is a secondary criteria. Don't think that it is a primary criteria. So I have talked about many softwares. Basically, I have talked about what are the industry user softwares. I have not mentioned mm, all the softwares. There are a lot of softwares, but my focus was only on what are the industry user softwares. So you can choose your area of interest and start learning from these tools. You can think of entrepreneurship journey. So uh, you can contact me on my mail ID. My mail ID is kapaderam@gmail.com. I work as a CAE analyst in multi-body dynamics. I work on MSc Adams software. My LinkedIn profile is like this. Also, you can, I have, there is a YouTube channel. Its name is 3D Technocrafts. You can go and learn some multi-body dynamics related knowledge, mainly Adams related knowledge. So thanks for your time. I hope you have liked this talk. Mainly I wanted to share what are the main softwares used by the industry. If you want any specific related knowledge, let's say FEA or MBD, I can deliver that any specific to the area. But this talk was very general. But I just wanted to aware you about what are the industry skills required and where actually you stand in your curriculum. So most of the time your curriculum is not aligned with industrial requirement. So whatever the curriculum is there, it is okay to do it for your passing, but remember to learn the skills. Without skill there is nothing. Even if you say I have money, I can start the business, but to run the business it does require skills, financial skills, technical skills. So industry has become skill specific. So you might have heard news in last few month or last month about that we will have K-shaped type of economic recovery in this year. So basically K-shaped type of economic recoveries talks about sustaining of professionals. So those people will sustain in this kind of time who have professional skills or right skills. Okay, so hope you have liked this talk. Let me know your feedback. I will try to improve on your feedback, and you can also tell me like if you want any specific topic to be discussed or a software related knowledge required. Just comment. You can write my mail to me. If there is a within the my area, I can help you. Or if you want guidance related to project selection, I can guide you. So you can think of about this whole talk. You can choose your area of interest, and you can start your journey, basically learning journey. So learning should not stop. Even I have like 6 7 years of experience I learn new things from other area. Like I talked about already Python. Python is a programming language. I'm mechanical engineer. Still I learn Python language and it is necessary. See, knowledge doesn't go waste. It will help you one day. So if you learn something today, it may not help you immediately, but definitely it is going to help you someday in your life. So knowledge is a like sword. It definitely it doesn't go waste. So keep learning, keep acquiring new skills, and thank you for listening to me. Thank you and have a nice time. And one thing, I have opened some sites. So this is a website of MSC Software. So here if you go in a product range, you will find everything related to their softwares, and you will find what are the areas of these softwares. Like I have talked about MSC Apex. Just go through these websites and try to just explore this website. What are the softwares and what these softwares are used for uh, industry. So here there is a multi-body dynamics, materials, fatigue, durability. Already I have talked about this. Fluids, that is CFD, acoustic. Then there is a Altair's website. You can go explore this website. Then explore website of ANSYS, explore website of COMSOL, explore website of Recordine, whatever, like whatever the softwares I have mentioned, just go to the website of that company and you will find what is the use of that software, what is the industrial use. So if you see, this is a engine, uh, this is basically finding the stress of connecting rod. So thanks friend, thanks to listening me, thanks for keeping the patience, and I wish you nice future and nice time ahead of your life.
Appreciate our efforts by subscribing to our channel. Thank you.